The Dark Triad is one of the most chilling concepts in psychology. It refers to three personality traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, that are linked to manipulation, exploitation, and control. These traits are not just abstract ideas, they are real patterns of behavior that appear in relationships, workplaces, politics, and society.
Why are you doing this?
People with these traits are often charming, intelligent, and persuasive, but beneath the surface lies a dangerous ability to manipulate others for personal gain. In this chapter, we will explore each trait in detail, examining how they operate, how they manipulate, and the devastating impact they have on those around them. Narcissism is the first trait of the Dark Triad. Narcissists crave admiration and validation. They see themselves as superior, deserving of special treatment. To maintain this image, they manipulate others into providing constant praise and attention. Narcissists often use charm to attract people, presenting themselves as confident, successful, and charismatic. But this charm is a mask. Beneath it lies insecurity and fear of rejection. When admiration fades, narcissists become manipulative, using guilt, blame, and emotional blackmail to regain control. In relationships, narcissists exploit love, convincing partners that their worth depends on serving the narcissist's needs. In workplaces, they exploit ambition, convincing colleagues to support them while taking credit for others' work. Narcissism is not just self-love, it is manipulation disguised as confidence. Machiavellianism is the second trait. Named after the political philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, it represents strategic manipulation, deception, and exploitation. Machiavellians are not driven by admiration like narcissists, they are driven by power. They see relationships as games, opportunities to gain advantage. Machiavellians are skilled at lying, scheming, and manipulating. They use charm when it benefits them, but they are willing to betray, deceive, and exploit without guilt. In workplaces, Machiavellians climb the ladder by manipulating colleagues, sabotaging rivals, and exploiting opportunities. In politics, they manipulate citizens with promises, lies, and fear. In relationships, they exploit trust, using deception to gain control. Machiavellianism is not about emotion, it is about strategy. It is manipulation calculated with precision. Psychopathy is the third trait. Psychopaths lack empathy, guilt, and remorse. They exploit others without hesitation, using charm, deception, and manipulation to achieve their goals. Psychopaths are often intelligent and charismatic, able to attract and persuade people easily. But beneath the surface lies coldness and cruelty. They do not feel the pain of others, they see people as tools. Psychopaths manipulate by exploiting trust, lying without guilt, and using fear to control. In extreme cases, psychopathy leads to criminal behavior, violence, and exploitation. But not all psychopaths are criminals. Many operate in society using manipulation to gain power in business, politics, or relationships. Psychopathy is not just lack of empathy, it is manipulation without conscience. Together, the Dark Triad represents the most dangerous manipulators in society. Narcissists exploit admiration, Machiavellians exploit strategy, and psychopaths exploit trust. Each trait operates differently but all share one goal: control. People with these traits thrive in positions of power, from corporate offices to political stages. They use manipulation to climb, exploit, and dominate. Their influence can shape entire societies, creating cultures of fear, deception, and exploitation. Case studies reveal the devastating impact of the Dark Triad. History is full of leaders who used narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy to gain power. Cult leaders exploited admiration, convincing followers to surrender everything. Politicians exploited strategy, manipulating citizens with lies and promises. Criminals exploited trust, using charm to deceive victims. These examples show that the Dark Triad is not just theory, it is reality. It operates in every level of society, from personal relationships to global politics. Why are people vulnerable to the Dark Triad? The answer lies in charm. Narcissists, Machiavellians, and psychopaths often appear attractive, confident, and charismatic. They know how to present themselves as trustworthy, successful, and powerful. Victims are drawn to this charm, believing they have found a leader, mentor, or partner. But this charm is a mask, hiding manipulation beneath. By the time victims realize the truth, they are already trapped. The Dark Triad thrives on deception, using charm as the gateway to control. The psychological impact of the Dark Triad is profound. Victims often experience confusion, fear, and helplessness. They may lose confidence, independence, and identity. They may become trapped in toxic relationships, manipulated workplaces, or deceptive communities. The Dark Triad does not just manipulate behavior, it reshapes reality. Victims begin to see the world through the manipulator's lens, losing trust in themselves and others. This is why the Dark Triad is considered one of the most dangerous forces in psychology. But the Dark Triad is not invincible. It can be recognized and resisted. Awareness is the key. Victims must learn to identify narcissistic demands for admiration, Machiavellian strategies of deception, and psychopathic lack of empathy. They must question motives, seek external validation, and set boundaries. Once these traits are recognized, the manipulator's power begins to weaken. Knowledge becomes the shield against the Dark Triad. Awareness turns deception into transparency, breaking the illusion. The Dark Triad reveals the extreme face of manipulation. Unlike everyday persuasion or gaslighting, it represents manipulation as identity. Narcissists, Machiavellians, and psychopaths do not just use manipulation, they live it. It is their way of interacting with the world. But once we understand the psychology behind these traits, we gain the power to resist. We can see the mask, recognize the strategy,